Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Mass immigration, legal and illegal, has made the British people poorer, and solving that problem will be a major part of fixing the economy. Not my words, these are the words of Nigel Farage. He's launched his economic vision. He's been doing the rounds for the last couple of days. I've talked previously about his tax proposals. A lot of them are very sensible, and as someone who's sort of knowledgeable in that area, I can commend them to the House, as it were. But now he's saying that we need to start looking at the standards of living and how to improve them. And he's saying that the government must stop serving the interests of giant multinational corporations at the expense of British small and medium-sized businesses, and not resort to mass immigration to fill roles or as a fiscal tool, to stop artificially inflating the already sky-high price for energy. He's making proposals there. And he says that immigration must be controlled, and we must only take, firstly, those who we absolutely need, and B, those of the highest calibre. Certainly, he says, clapping down on illegal immigration. He's saying by bringing in so many people is actually artificially reducing the price of employers, or the price of employees, should I say. It means that employers can pay less because there's so many people desperate for the work, and immigrants will oftentimes work for lower wages than the indigenous Brits. He said by stopping illegal immigration, by stopping legal immigration, that rarity will then drive wages up, giving people a better standard of living. They'll actually be at the point where they do have some spare capacity. They can make some savings. They can live better lives. He says that's what's got to be the driving force. He says, and this will be done by a whole series of measures. He says, but, not bending the knee to the corporations will be one of them, and encouraging smaller companies in Britain to grow, to strive, and to be rewarded for their efforts. And that, of course, will increase the amount of employment. As these companies grow, they need more people. Quantitative easing back 5 years ago, he says, is still running rampant. He says even though they're not doing it anymore, the effects of it are still here, because there was basically no impetus to earn, and so it was basically a lost sort of 10 years. Effectively, it's going to be 10 years with no wage growth, even though inflation is still running. He says that we've been living in sort of a false world that needs to be addressed, and that's what he's saying. We've got to encourage the smaller businesses in Britain to stand up and be counted. I think he's quite right. GDP growth is the most important, and you don't get that with high tax, which I'm not going to go into. We discussed that in a previous video, but you make the country attractive to investors. Low energy costs is one, low startup costs, and low taxation. But once you get people working, then of course the welfare bill goes down, and there's more money available then to basically make the infrastructure of the country much better. Again, that would make it more attractive if you have good infrastructure, good public transport, good transport links generally, and so forth. And all this comes from literally improving the lifestyles of people, because that helps to grow an economy. People who are comfortable, people who are well off, people who are willing to spend, grows an economy. That's what you've got to get right, he says, and constant put downs on tax and constant basically bending the knee to corporations because they want to get ever cheaper wages is not the way forward. Well done, Nigel. It's almost as though you know what to do. It's almost as though you've got a plan, isn't it? And that make a change, because nobody else has had one for a long, long time. Thanks a lot.